Hello. Hi, Annette.
Hey,
Hi, how are you?
good. How are you?
Good. Can you see me okay?
Yeah,
I feel like
can you?
yes. I'm good. I feel like I'm like right here.
Yeah, I know. They shorten the image we get. You know.
It's
Thank you,
okay.
Instagram. How
So
are you
how are
doing?
you?
Oh, I'm good. It's a little darker than it usually is because we're doing the live 1 hour later than usual. So I hope it will be okay. We'll see.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. So, welcome everyone. Thank you so
Hi,
much
everybody.
for joining us. We're going to launch into intros. Marina, you want to go for it first?
Sure. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Marina. I'm a French witch. I live in France, and that's also where I practice. But I am very open to doing a transatlantic collaboration with you. I find it so much fun. I
Yes.
do healings and coaching, card readings, and things like that. I also have, I don't know how to say it, a creative practice too. I make jewelry and talismans and things like that. So
Awesome.
that's about all, I think.
Well, I'm excited about this. This is a project that we launched together, this kind of transatlantic, connection, which I find so beautiful. My name is Annette Spacala, and I am an accredited Dark Night of the Soul coach. So I'm there when honestly you've tried everything else, and I'm here to guide you to the things that you already know. So I also am a Reiki master, and I use that in my practice as well.
Oh,
So I am going to launch into what we are doing here. We're giving you weekly forecasts on kind of cards that we pull for the shadows and the light for the week. And then we offer certainly ways and practical knowledge to kind of help you navigate some of that if it resonates for you. So I use the tarot, and I absolutely adore it. It's a very structured system. And Marina, you're using Oracle cards?
yeah. I'm using oracles too today,
Okay,
yeah.
awesome. So we both, what we do is we get in our groove here and ask for guidance for the week separately, and then we come together and share that with you. So I want to make sure that you understand kind of how we operate. So with that, Marina, would you like to go first?
Sure, if you want.
No,
So
whatever.
that's good. We'll do this way. For this week, I decided to do the readings a little bit differently because we have the full moon coming up. So I wanted to make sure that you both had an idea of what the challenges could be for you this week on the shadow side and what you could do to move towards something more, uh, I don't know how to say it, more expansive
Yes.
that will help you feel more, yeah, is that the
Mm-hmm.
right word?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I did this in two parts. The first part is where do your challenges lay this week? The other part is what are you moving toward to, and what work do you need to do in order to feel more aligned? So for each part, I have two cards for you. So if you join me in a just small grounding
Mm-hmm.
practice, you can just breathe in, ask for our ego to step aside, breathe out, center ourselves, the energy around this. And out loud or internally, you can ask your higher self, what are your challenges for this week? And which card is best suited for you? Is it card 1 or card 2? And as soon as you get a response, you can open your eyes and join me. So card number 1 is the card of discipline. It's associated with Saturn and Azurite as a gemstone. This card tells us that for this week, one of your biggest challenges will be either communicating with a crystal clear communication and the question of maturity around your emotions. So, where are you hiding your truth? What is blocked around your throat chakra? And where did you let yourself go? Because the discipline is something that can be triggering for a lot of us. Some of us crave it and just grab onto it and don't let go because it feels grounding and secure. For some of us on the other side, you kind of tend to run away from it because it can be very scary or feel like you are trapped in a system that doesn't resonate with you. So what I would like you to do is, if you pull the first card, take the time to journal around the idea of discipline. What does it mean to you? Is it something that you use a lot in your daily life? And if you feel the need to be very, very, very disciplined, where is it keeping you from expressing yourself in a more spontaneous way? And in that case, what can you do? What can you release for this week around that? The other part would be, if you are running away from discipline, is there an area in your life that could benefit from it? And in that case, maybe the discipline could also be inner discipline. Like, for example, stop giving meaning to every thought in your head and discipline yourself so that they would not overwhelm you, and try to find a space where this discipline actually serves you. It doesn't feel constricting. Mm. And the other part, because we have the Azurite on this card, and it's linked to both the third eye and the throat chakra, how can you find a more mature way of expressing your emotions so that it can be an expression of your truth? So that's what I have for you for this week. And because we have the new moon, the full moon coming up, it's a very, very good time to do some release work. So if you feel like something is blocking you around the idea of discipline, now is the time to do some journaling, and then you can tear up the page and just burn it away. The second card for the challenges for this week is the one of intuition. The stone, the gemstone for this one is aquamarine, and the element is water. So for this one, it's interesting because you either completely ignored what your intuition told you, or you've been doubting it. But either way, you're not being very safe in the way you use your intuition, and you're just like tiptoeing around it. What can you do this week to feel more connected, to feel more grounded? What can you do to remember that you have a sixth sense, and this is an actual sense? It's not just something you made up. If you forget to use that sixth sense, your life feels like there's no meaning, like there's something weird. Like, it's like when you can't see or can't hear, sometimes you feel like there's an imbalance. This one, this sixth sense, has been meant to be used. So if you're not using it, if you're not trusting it, sometimes you may feel like your decisions are not very aligned or like you don't understand what's going on. So what you can do this week is release any fear you have surrounding your intuition. And what you can do in that case too is journal, burn it, but this time let the ashes fall into the water so that you can release it either outside, or if you have a body of water around you, just release it there and ask for your intuition to flow in a very peaceful way so that you can listen to it and trust it. And for the light part, what you're moving toward to, you have two cards too. So again, ask your higher self, one or two, which card will be for you today. If you pull the first card, you have Feu, the rune for wealth, provision, blessing, and it's connected to the heart chakra and waxing crescent. Here, what you're walking toward to, if you pull the second card, the first card is a work around gratitude, actual gratitude, not something forced because everybody tells you to be grateful for what you have. Try to feel it for the things that bring you joy right now in your life so that you can also work on your ability to receive. If you work on that, you can leave the desperation towards the manifestation and you can actually receive. But for that, you have to be ready to open your heart. And that's the message for you for this full moon. Release what is keeping you from opening your heart and just receive. And the second card for what is moving for you this week is selenite, which is perfect because this is the card associated with the full moon. So we have reception, spirit, light, crown chakra, spirit, and Taurus. So for this one, you have to remember that you can go beyond your physical body. So again, trust all of your senses. Your senses are here to help you feel more connected to spirit, feel like you have a purpose. And every time you step away from that power, things tend to go a little funny. So this week, as soon as you've done your inner work, remember that you have all of these magical senses working for you. And if you need help, then you can use the selenite to just make the energy move again. So this is what I have for you this week.
It's beautiful. And as I'm listening to all the things that you're saying, it completely aligns with what I pulled. So
What a
I don't know if I'm going
surprise!
to keep doing this, Marina, but I'm grateful for it. And thank you. That was amazing. Amazing. And
Thank
I
you for your
loved
time.
all of the little practical tips to kind of help deal with, especially the release part. So many times we just hang on to all of these little gremlins in our head, and we have to find a way to release them because they're doing us no good. And the beautiful practice of writing them down, giving voice to them, and then releasing them to the flame is really a powerful practice.
Yeah.
And so thank you, that was awesome.
Thank you.
So I
Can't
will
wait to hear
launch
it.
into what
We're
I
gonna
did.
Yes.
So what I usually do is I use a kind of lighthearted tarot. It's called Curious Creatures. And I'll change it up from time to time. But I find that a lot of people have some blocks around using the tarot. So I love it because it's a very structured system that's been around since probably, I don't know, the 13 or 1400s, something like that. And it really tells the story and gives a lot of weight to the things that you go through in life. And it's a snapshot in time with the understanding that you always have free will to do whatever you choose to do. It's your journey, right? So it's just a way to get a real quick snapshot. And for me, for this week, I pulled some interesting cards, and I pulled one for light and for shadow, and then I pull one as a bridge between the two. because sometimes we need that connection and direction. But both cards that I pulled for each category have a little bit of each in them. So we're going to go for it. And I did make some notes because I really felt called to get this information to you. So the first one I pulled for the light category was, it's a major arcana card, and it's the reversed Tower. Now, a lot of people will see the Tower card, right, this way, and you can see she's running away. It's, you know, a little bit, there's some, you know, people have some fright and angst and like, oh my gosh, around this card. When it's this way, if you can see this little guy here, he's no longer falling out of the building. He's falling into it. So what does that mean? So the idea with the Tower card, it's really a commentary on external and internal, like, influences, I guess I would say. When it's upright, it's more about external influences. It can be a warning about, you know, making sure everything is protected, your assets, your physical environment, and to be aware. You know, you have the power to be aware. When it's reversed, as I pulled it today, it's really about going internally and looking within yourself, because it's kind of something that you have instigated, a change that you're instigating that really calls you to release the things that no longer serve you, to release old narratives, to release, you know, outdated beliefs, limiting beliefs, everything that doesn't serve you. It's time. It's almost a call for like an expansive awakening for you. And while, you know, the Tower card can indicate some, you know, some moments where it's uncomfortable, it's important to embrace the discomfort so that you can come through to the other side. Just like a butterfly who's in its chrysalis, that in that moment, going through that chrysalis and trying to get out of its cocoon, it has to go through tremendous pain and tremendous like transformation to emerge. And a lot of times it can only do that alone. Like, we are the only ones that are in charge of our internal systems, our beliefs. Sometimes this card is really calling you to look at, you know, your awakening or your transformation in a world that may no longer serve you. So we have to look at how to change that world to support us. So I think that this card is honestly, you know, it can also be about disasters that were avoided, which is great. To me, that's very much a light moment, right? But it's really about checking your internal systems and doing the work that needs to be done. You know, you can't avoid it. It's here for you. So as a gift, really. So that is the light one. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's the light. The dark one, or the shadow that I pulled, is the Three of Pentacles, upright. Now, when you look at this card, it's so interesting because you can see what's going on here. There's a collaborative effort to grab those coins, grab the money, grab, you know, the safety, the security, all of that, but they're working together, right? So it is a call to do collaborative work, to call in, you know, for the support and the help that you need to reach your most optimal path. And while the Tower card is a major arcana card, the Pentacles is a minor arcana card. And Pentacles are all about the earth. It's an earth suit. Earth is very much about the tangible, right? It's our foundation, it's our career, it's our wealth, it's our safety, it's our security. Where do we get that safety and stability? It's, you know, we put our feet on the ground to ground us a lot of times, right? So it's asking for us to call in the help that we need and you know, work together as a team. Now, the little bit of the shadow piece to this for me that I got was that in working with a team with anything, you have to be willing to listen to other people's perspectives without forcing your own agenda, right? Because that's not a team. Team as an acronym, which we all probably know, T stands for together, E stands for everything, A stands for achieve, and M stands for more. Together, everyone achieves more, right? That's a team. And that's the ideal team. But we all know that sometimes working in a collaborative effort can be very challenging, you know, particularly when our own beliefs and our, you know, narratives are challenged and we're holding strong to them. So there was a little bit of both in that. So the
If I may
bridge
add
card.
something, if I
Yeah.
may add something about what
Yes.
you just said, what's super interesting also is that when you work in a team, that's often when you realize that you have some shadow part that come up in the relationship with others, that some things that you didn't realize are just coming up because you have to work together and you have to release control, you have to also navigate the relationship and the way you speak to each other. And that's always very, very interesting because sometimes when you're in it, you don't realize it. And that's usually the people around you who tell you, oh, that's interesting because you said that or you did that. And that made us feel this way. So it's super interesting for the shadow part that this part
and
that can.
also, you know, it connects to your word, which was mature, right?
Yeah.
We have to approach things in a team effort with a mature sense of self, a mature sense of our own emotions and reactions, right? So yeah, I'm really happy that that message is being given to both of us loud and clear, you know? And then the bridge card that I pulled between the two is can you see this? The Ace of Wands.
Is that a lizard's hand?
Yes.
Oh,
Holding the wand. Yes.
nice.
And you can see the path, right? I mean, he's grabbing the wand and he's just going for it, right?
See it.
So wands is a very masculine suit. It's very fiery. It's associated with the element of fire. And unlike pentacles, which is a very feminine suit that's all about, receiving and growth and all of those things, the masculine here is, fire. It is all the passions in our life and, what drives us and determination and motivation and, all of these primal, emotions really. So this particular one is really encouraging us to follow our heart, right? To follow our heart and embrace whatever new path is in front of us. If we've been working to make a decision, it is a clear yes. Whatever that is for you, I don't know. But that's the Ace of Wands is a clear yes. Now, with a little bit of, I guess just a little bit of understanding that when you embrace a new path, you're planting a new seed. That's what this is all about. It's the right one. Go for it. Nurture this seed. You've got this. But with every nurturing of a new seed, you can't just put it in the earth and walk away, right? We have to water. We have to feed it. We have to nurture it. We have to help it grow. And so while this invites us on a path of great success and excitement and alignment. We're in charge, ultimately, of creating that. So that's really what this is about. It's about embracing that incredible future, and making use of this expansive energy that is here for you. And that's really what Leo season is all about. You know, this beautiful, expansive energy that is here for us. But it's a reminder also that we have to cultivate that for ourselves too. So I think, you know, ultimately this is a very synchronous forecast from both sides of the pond, if you will, which is to me about, you know, you have to do your inner work. You have to release what doesn't serve you. Tune into your intuition and, you know, work together and, you know, collaboratively raise each other up while you're nurturing this, whatever this opportunity is for you, and, you know, embracing that passion and excitement. So that's what I have.
That's awesome. And I really like the fact that the one that does the junction between the shadow and the light is from a masculine energy after everything crumbles with the tower, and after something that is more in a feminine energy, then you have something that joins everything, like makes a bridge or something. It's super cool.
It's about that natural balance that we find all over in nature. Everything is naturally balanced. And we are too, if we allow that to happen, right? So yeah, I think this alignment with, you know, this week, as you said, the full moon, and really digging into what these things are that are time for you to release is so important, because we can't expect to expand and fill our lives with all these amazing things that we know are there for us without letting those other things go, you know.
And we're at the beginning of the month of August, which will have 2 full moons. So if the message isn't to release, I don't know what it is. But I think there's something around that we need to listen to.
Yes.
And if we do this forecast about shadow and light, it's because we know that when everything crumbles, like the tower is not necessarily a bad omen.
No. I don't
That,
see it that
yes,
way.
things are falling apart because something better is going to be built with new foundations. But before that, you have to do the shadow
You have to do the
work.
work.
Anyway, you have to do the work.
You have to do the work. And it's okay. It's, you know, I think it's taking a deep breath into that. And there's nothing to panic about. You know, it's just being very conscious and aware about, you know, what you need to tune into that's not serving you. Now's the time. That's what that card is to me. Now's the time. You can't avoid it any longer. You're given this opportunity to get rid of it. So take that opportunity, and fill it with, you know, all these amazing things, you know?
Yeah. And watch it grow.
Yes. Yes. Water it.
I mean, watch it grow.
I don't know about everyone who's watching, but I'm in Arizona, and I'm telling you, it is like you step outside and burst into flames. So we are desperately trying to keep everything alive outside. So watering and nurturing and talking to, you know, our friends outside, and, you know, trying to help them as much as we can is
and
kind of our...
each other, lean on each other.
Exactly.
As you said, we do.
Exactly. So I really appreciate you all joining us. And yeah, if you have any questions or, you know, things you'd like to offer, we're always open to listening. And I wish you a beautiful week, and Marina, you as well.
Yes, you too. So there won't be a forecast next week because I will be away in the depths of the Belgian forest, and I know there will not be any internet over there for about a week.
Exciting.
Yes, that's very exciting, and I will be supported and surrounded with people, which is a very, very good thing at the moment. So we'll go back to this forecast the following week, and we're very, very excited about that. And we hope you like these moments too.
Yep. Stay tuned. We'll throw up something on our feeds when the next one will be. So we'll skip a week then and we'll come back. But in the meantime, if you've got questions for us, please let us know. We'd love to be connected to you. So anyway, have a beautiful day, everyone, and happy full moon.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.